And a 1 and 2 and skiddly-biddly-boo. We are live! Hey everybody, Ray, good to glad to have you. Light, good to glad to have you. Kiko, good to glad to have you. Infinite, good to glad to have you. Sarah, good to glad to have you. Ray, good to glad to have you. And Demins, good to you. Glad to have you. Welcome to FF5, Part 5, possibly starring V. Well played, Infinite. She's probably around somewhere. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. My bloodstream has been replaced entirely by coffee, and I think I can smell colors. Those there are worse places to be. And Naniri, a good morning to you. I guess technically it is morning for you as well at this point.
It's 1 minute into morning. We're going to a brand new world.
Naniri had to go to the loo right before we started, so I had to. So we literally got on the call 1 minute before we began. So we have yet to talk to each other. Usually we get a good solid 5 or 10 minutes to check in, but it's good to see you. I know you had a week where you needed to be off, and I had a week where I need to be off. And as usual, we make our escapade through all the Final Fantasy games will take multiple years, and it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Well, I'm hoping to be able to launch play 17 when it comes out, just after we finish.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Honestly, like sometimes I think about doing a stream of playing all of the Final Fantasy games in a month, just to like juxtapose those two experiences. Which I actually think there'd be a lot of value to, just the difference between speeding through them like that versus playing them the way we do. Craig, good to glad to have you, and AC, good to glad to have you. I do wonder if they'll adapt some of 5 for Dom Trail. I hope they do. I think they will. I think it's just a question of how much. Also, how's the audio, guys? Do you need me to bump up Naniri or bump up the game? Naniri, do you want to speak a little? Just to...
Yeah, I can speak a little.
Cool.
The Nins is talking about the Russian sleep experiment.
You would wind up one of those guys in the Russian sleep experiment. Creepypasta. Yeah, the one that definitely doesn't feel super like a oh my god, SCP. But I don't know if you remember what happened last time. Effectively, we went to a new world. We ended up in a new world. We did the battle on the big bridge, which is referenced obviously in Final Fantasy 14 with Greg. We got to the castle, Galif's castle, named Vol, which we realized was actually where the inspiration for Vol came from, the Isle of Vol, because B and V's can be localized as the same, are basically the same sound in Japanese. We went on an adventure to get a cure for the Drakes, I believe, and then also we found a Moogle forest where we dressed up as a Moogle.
We sure did. That was maybe the best part, actually.
That really was.
The Moogle was
now
pretty peak.
Now I'm wondering what we'll what high points we'll have next. I also recently saw I said there was it's not clear if it was actually real, but it was a survey going around that was purportedly Square asking what people would like to see in the future, and I was sad to see that there were plenty of like remakes, remasters for a bunch of different games, but no 5 on there.
That's a real shame.
They had 10-3 on there, but they didn't have 5.
10-3. Where would the story even go with 10-3?
Have you ever listened to the audio drama that is Final Fantasy X Calm?
No, I have not.
There is a light novel and a short story, and they are truly spectacularly some of the best examples of how to ruin something good.
Oh, really?
They are, to me, spectacularly awful and spectacularly missing the point. One of them is basically all Yuna and Titus relationship drama on a desert island, and then they break up post 10-2. And then the other one literally is basically Sin Returns. The radio drama is basically Sin Returns.
That feels like
really spectacularly
both of
not good.
those feel like they just undermine everything of value.
Yeah. They do. So, and they've said that they feel like they could do 10-3 because there's so much rich material to work with, in such a way that it kind of implied they meant the radio drama and the light novel.
No.
And I just don't want that. 10's my favorite Final Fantasy game. I love it dearly. I deeply appreciate 10-2 for the fan fiction that it is. I don't want a 10-3. I really don't. Also, Orin has an alleged daughter. Right, I forgot about that. That's not even the worst part. Honestly, that part's not good, but that's like something they do in 10-2 that would have been like, okay, this is some fan fiction bullshit, but it's, yeah. People should want sequels to 10 just to make 10-10 real. Also add some 10 into the mix. That makes me feel like Titus is laughing, yeah. Speaking of Moogles, I recently came across the commercial with Mog really going ham with that thunder. I don't know, I actually don't know what that is. Casey. I'm quiet and Neri's fine? Okay, boosting my volume. Let me know if that's better. Okay, but what about 13-13? I mean, I would take a 13-3. Lightning Returns doesn't count.
I wouldn't take it. I think we've stayed our welcome long enough there. Let's get a remake for 2.
Have you played 13?
Yeah,
I agree. That's a bigger priority. But have you played 13-2?
I have, and I think it is better in some ways, at least than 13.
All I'm saying is that because of how 13-2 ends, I would have loved a conclusion to that story that paid off the way in which that thing cliffhangers at the end.
It's well, I don't know what you mean. We got the best sequel possible.
God, don't break me like this. Lightning retires.
Lightning retires.
Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, no, I definitely would take a remake of 6, 5, 1. I mean, well, 2, I guess. 1 technically has Stranger of Paradise, but that doesn't count. Guido is calling. Okay, so we gotta go to the dragon. Or actually, do we already have the dragon on the outside? Right, that's why we were outside.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, it's out by the woods, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Good to glad to have you. Remember the theory that the world of 10 is connected to 7? Yes.
That's not
which
a theory,
is based...
that's canon.
Well, it's canon based on an interview. But literally, like, 10 and 7's metaphysics don't make any sense together.
No, you don't get it. The live stream.
The live stream turned into Fireflies.
Yeah, it's Fireflies, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah, I know that there's the interview. I know they literally, the writer literally, like, talked about how they thought that was true, but there just isn't really good evidence in the game.
No, there's not.
They forgot to put all that in the game.
It's also not fun.
No, I think it reduces both of those stories.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went to we got the thing. Use the last talk to Windrake. Fly north to the opening near Drakeville to Island Cave. Fly west. Man, I'm glad that because of how we're playing this, that I'm like have this thing to check to remember where we were. Because otherwise, what were we doing next? Head to the southwest star. Okay, we did Drakenville last time, right?
Yeah, we did Drakenville, right? Wait, did we? We got him the herb.
Okay, what did we do? We did Moogle Vigil, went to Castle Ball.
Yeah.
To continue, go to the main building, ascend the stairs, talk with Crown the Windrake for a scene, leave the town to fight an abductor. You won't be able to return for a while. We fight the abductor? Oh my god. Oh no, because we went to Drakenville because that's where we found Drippy. Drippy! Remember Drippy?
Oh yes, Drippy, the enemy. And then we discovered the lore. We discovered the
yes. Oh right,
guy.
I forgot. Did you ever contact that Final Fantasy V guy?
I sent him an email. Hold on. Did I ever get? I never got a response. He might be like dead 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's where my heart sinks.
I like his site. So I think someone must be paying for his site hosting. So
maybe it's just tied to the card, and the card hasn't run out of money yet.
It could do.
Drakenvale was where? Kiryu Valley, Kelp. Well, great. This map doesn't help me. Where the fuck was? After some sea. Oh my god. Someone help me. I'm gonna check chat real quick. I put the like button. Thank you. Imagine if they did 3D remakes of these older games, how different would they make the exploration? I mean, quite different. I mean, to an extent, that's already true of 7 Remake, right? Greg is the same character in all games. One is fun because of the sheer comedy of a villain psychic, so memorable he gets his ass kicked by literally FF for protagonist he meets. He's the same Gilgamesh in 15. Well, shrug. Again, that's kind of like hard to tell if it's meant to be fun Easter egg or like the can of worms that's opened if Gilgamesh is actually always the same Gilgamesh is Legion. I need a Stranger of Paradise for every FF. Mechanically, I'd be interested. Maybe narratively a little less so.
Mechanics are like fine to use as a base. I just wouldn't use any of the narrative tools.
Okay, I'm going crazy. Where actually were we? We did Moogle Village. After scenes, you get 2 chests, blah, 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 blah. Go to the stairs, open the door, let me fill out something. Then you go back to the main building, stairs, talk with Krile and the Windrake for a scene. Leave the town to fight an abductor. You won't be able to return for a while. Well, we're clearly able to return.
Yeah, did we fight the abductor yet? Yeah, we did. He was the big fly guy, right? Yeah.
I remember that. Okay, talk to the werewolf. Okay, we did the werewolf thing, Drakenville, so we did that. Returning to talk to Balvin, talk to the Windrake, then fly north to the opening near Drakenville Island. Is this Drakenville?
That looks like it could be Drakenville. It's like a big mountain where dragons would live.
It does look like a Drakenvale, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Drakenville.
Perfect.
Of the opening near Drakenville. Okay, it's not in Drakenville, but near Drakenville to the island. I'm sure this is riveting gameplay. How y'all doing today? I need to get rid of the thirst. Naniri and Ellie, are you guys excited for FanFest Europe? I'm excited. What are you excited, Naniri?
I'm excited, yeah. I'm always excited to see more news.
When is the... I've been so disconnected for the last little bit. What actually is the day that it starts? Is it this weekend? Because if it is, I need to ask my partner something. Here we go. The rule of Gilgamesh is don't worry about it. Yeah, pretty much. Stranger Paradise isn't a bad game, but the combat and gameplay style of Neo isn't really what I think matches FF. Not for all of them, at least. I think the only reason it doesn't match it is like your perception is it doesn't match it to an extent. Like Final Fantasy has always changed combat styles, and to me, I like that a lot more, and I think that's the direction new Final Fantasy should go in anyways. And I also think it allows for a much broader world. Like, the thing is that you're right in that, like, it does, maybe not Neo straight 1-to-1, but, I mean, Remake shows that it's already even more action-y. 21st of October? Okay, so we still have another week.
Yeah.
Greg is the same character in all games. Oh, yeah, he's the same. Sometimes the writer and director are wrong. Yes, Cock and Guns does the author, yeah. Okay. So, this is it. Yep, Sage Guido's place.
Let's find him. Wait.
An earthquake? Ah! The island's breaking apart. We gotta get back on the Windrake, hurry.
Here for very long.
Hot dip. Shrank the island. Sunk the island.
Maybe they shrank.
Hey. Witness what befall those who stand against me. I half expected, what's her face to rise from the water. I'm forgetting her name already. Dragon.
Yeah, Harris's pet. Well, I guess not really pet.
Silva?
Hold on.
This is why you're not made to play video games over the course of 3 months.
We remember her and her emotional impact. That's what matters.
That's true. The shape of her is in our hearts.
Sildra.
Sildra, that's what it is. After some scene. Oh, okay. I need to fly to the castle. This reminds me of like some Pokemon themes. Like I can imagine this being the Sterling music to one of the early Pokemon gens.
Like maybe a normal type gym or something.
I feel like it's too like out in the world for a gym type music. I could be like a bicycle music or a surfing music or a like if there was like a flying zone where you flew through the sky.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. Yeah, I like a flying type. Maybe sky battles.
Yeah.
No one likes,
yeah.
but.
I need your help, guys. How does one cool down? You take a deep breath, you drink some water, and you do something distracting. Sikkim Torgal. Oh, do we need more companion animals? I think it depends on the story. I think it super depends on the story, and I think if you're going to do it, just make sure you don't half-ass it, and you make sure that it's, like, they're an interesting part of it. Or at the very least, memorable. Still need to play 16 so I can pet Torgal. Yes. If it were 4 Archfiends, would it be Scarmiglione or Cagnazzo that could sink an entire island? I would go... I mean, honestly, I'd still say Golbez really more so than any of them, but, I mean... Like, Scarmiglione has the... Because Earth or Water, I see your point. I would go with Scarmiglione, because Cagnazzo would send the wave, but them together, them teaming up. This is Circuit Castle.
I should not say that.
Demoscene? The Demoscene of King Zanat. Zazat? Zazat?
See,
State your name in business.
I don't think Scarmiglione could sink an island because he's shown us his powers over Earth are like so indirect. It's like concepts vaguely associated with the Earth in Japanese like culture.
Okay, well he's gonna decay the foundations of the Earth.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Stand down. This is King Galif of Baal and his retainers. Let them in, you Cretans. King Zazat is off leading the fleet to Exdeath's castle. Really?
Zazat, he's one of the Dawn Warriors, right?
He fought alongside Dad. This way, please. Please help yourselves to anything in the castle that you might make use of. Thank you. Okay, just gonna loot and scoop. I mean, I'm not gonna.
We got permission to loot. That's nice.
The song brings back so many memories. Zizat used to sing it all the time back then. Oh, the boy came in. Who wants to see the boy?
Always.
Yep. Come here. You know when I'm talking to people that you might get a treat if you come in? Is that why you break down the door?
He's right, and he should do it more often.
You went down. Oh, you do something? You want to go check it out? Anything for a treat. Speaking of dog companions, yes. I don't actually have treats in here, so I'll have to grab one later.
We're just full looting.
By the way, I've been shocked by the amount of people even just in our community that have never played another Final Fantasy game. So how many of you guys in chat have never played another Final Fantasy game?
Yeah, has anyone?
I swear I've seen a book somewhere that looks just like this. I don't know if that's supposed to be a setup or if that's literally just a joke because they all look the same.
Oh, Nareni hasn't. Nareni's only played 14. Oh,
this could be such a fascinating experience. I was talking to Dest yesterday. Yeah, I swear you just called me out. Yeah, Dest, because Dest pointed out, I forget which song it is, but the song that plays at the end of 2.0 that is a version of, it's one of 14's version of the main Final Fantasy themes. And Des didn't know it was the main Final Fantasy theme because Des didn't know what the main Final Fantasy theme was. So like we were playing, what we were doing, we were fighting the final boss in Thalia, no spoilers, but it has the main Final Fantasy theme's music as part of it. And I was like, oh hey, it's there as well. That seemed to kind of blow their mind. I also just got here. Well, welcome, Mielas. Do you have any plans to change that up, Ray? Do you think you'd check them out? Or I mean, I guess you could always just watch us. Maybe I should just focus on self-promoting our own shit. Neri,
so,
I feel like I know what ones you have. What ones haven't you played?
What ones haven't I played? I have not. I did. So actually, no, I did play a tiny bit of 11. I didn't really like it, but
Let me phrase it this way: which ones haven't you played to completion?
Oh, okay. 11, I haven't played to completion. I haven't played Lightning Returns to completion. I haven't played 16 to completion. But I also haven't played like the Crystal Chronicles things. Is it the one with like the mini things, the mini little chibi characters? And there's a tower defense game.
Yeah. I mean, spin-offs becomes a whole thing if you include all the spin-offs. But the Crystal Chronicles are a little bit more chibi. That's where a lot of like some of the weird race ideas come from. Basically, all the spin-offs are allowed to come up with a bunch of random races that sometimes filter into the main game, sometimes don't. Looking at you like Viera, and I mean, well, those are weird because 12 tactics became a mainline thing as well with 12. I was planning on watching y'all. Well, I will take that. First FF game I played was 10. I watched playthroughs of other FF games, but I got interested in learning the series for the games I couldn't play. Yeah, because the first one I think I ever have any memory of seeing was 4 on the PlayStation 1. But the first one I owned, I believe, was 10.
The first one, well, the first one I played was 13, and then I played like almost all of them after that.
Yeah, that shocked me. I have 10 and 16. I played a bit of 16, but I haven't touched 10. 10, I definitely would recommend it, like, if you're gonna play it, sit down and play it, like have it be like kind of your focus of playing through it to its end, because picking up and putting it down, it's not that it's like a super long story, but I think it is one of those ones where it's trying to remember where you were at is not, I think, as fun because of how character driven it can be.
Yeah.
I've played 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, but not 13. Isn't Crystal Chronicles the ones with the character named Lele? Yeah, yes, that is. I think.
I would not know.
She from, the Rings, the DS one.
She is from Crystal Bearers.
Yes. Okay.
He's kind of ugly.
Because there's the original Crystal Chronicles that's like its own thing, and then they made. Effectively, the later Crystal Chronicles are kind of a spin-off of a spin-off because they basically. The tactics advanced it is what they did. They made something so far like in a different part of the timeline and different, but still fundamentally connected to it.
Sort of like having their cake and eating it too.
Yeah.
I always thought of these as like kind of low budget games, but actually some of the screenshots for Crystal Bearers or whatever it's called, they look okay.
Oh no, yeah, the Crystal Chronicles spin-offs are all like full games. They're not budget games. They're definitely I would say they're honestly, in some ways, Type 0 is more of a budget game than them. But that's only because Type 0 was a PSP game. So it's I feel like it's not that it's actually budget. It's just limited by being a PSP game that's ported out. Lady, good to go to have you. I should continue 4 after all these years someday. You can always watch our replay as well.
Always. Always and forever.
Yes. And definitely worth... Strapera? It's just a fucking thing tearing through the fabric of reality. Can you look up, is this a real thing? Is this like from a myth? Strapper? Strapper?
Yeah. So its other name is, like, its other translated name is, its name is Lock Brain in Japanese. It's Roku Brainu.
What the fuck?
So strappare is, it is an Italian word for to tear. But why is it called lock brain in Japanese?
There's gotta be a reference to like some random tabletop thing, I bet.
Probably.
That like is a module that never came out here or something.
It does feel like there is a deeper lore to some of this psychology. Like I get why that guy made that cool website.
Mm-hmm. It is really interesting to see the places where really early Final Fantasy was kind of just taking a bunch of real world things and making or D&D things. And then later Final Fantasies are kind of just starting to do their own thing by throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah. I like some of the old ones though. Obviously plenty of them survive on. I mean, like a lot of the old ones survive on in 14 specifically, even if nowhere else.
Well, and that's what's been really cool about 14 is that it started out having references to all the popular ones or ones that were beloved, but we're now getting to see resurgences or references to things from the more redhead stepchilds, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. The sort of the rehabilitation arc that they're getting. Maybe that's not the right word exactly, but this sort of more minor spotlights they're giving them. But I say that, and then they completely ignored 5 on that poll. So,
well, that poll's not real, and I mean, well, I say that poll's probably not real, and also, even if it is, there's a very big difference between like corporate Square Enix versus, in my mind, like Business Team 3.
Yeah, probably.
Fly to Excess Castle. Oh, okay. I was in the right place. I like flew there. I was like, okay, we can't answer. I wonder what the Zazat's fleet's somewhere around it, around the castle. It's not at the castle's front. So I'm also trying desperately not to start talking about Armored Core.
No, stop talking about Armored Core. Let's go. Let's get into Armored Core before we reach all the content.
Okay. First, let me catch up about with the chat real quick. The time I got reincarnated was fun. The FF series went up to 19. Yeah, isn't there like a Final Fantasy like 47 in not Hitman, Deus Ex, in like the remake, the reboot one.
The most recent one, or well,
not the most recent one, like the first one, the pissed colored one.
Yeah, okay. I found that game.
There's like posters with Final Fantasy 47.
Yes, I remember that, and the art actually looked kind of interesting, but it wasn't. It was like CG art. It wasn't like a mono art.
Yeah,
that was kind of lame.
Which would have been hilarious if it was like faux mono art. That really would have been pretty rad.
Yeah.
Boyfriend and I played 4, 6, and 8 early in our relationship. Nice. That'd be fun to play earlier Final Fantasies together. I wonder what that's like, Nineri. I got pulled into 14 by friends from WoW. I swear I'll finish 10 and play 7 and 12 one of these days. Hey, you know, it's a big backlog. 4 has been front and center lately in FF14. Yeah, I mean, Endwalker literally from the trailer announcement, we always knew it was going to have a lot of 4 going on in it. And to be fair, Shadowbringers has a ton of 3 in it. So, but like, and then the patch content, like triple, basically, patch content when, hey, everything we didn't do from 4 that is kind of big or important, let's do it and nod to it, and go best. Some things you just can't explain, like the beaver of the apocryphal Bahamut Mound carrying you in on a chair. Yeah, and Walker is chock full of 4 references for sure. What about Kingsfield? I mean, what about Kingsfield? We can talk about Kingsfield, but I'm pretty sure that Nineri definitely wants to talk about Armored Core.
We can talk about Kingsfield, but I haven't played it, so you'll have to lead the conversation on that one.
I played the Ancient City, and I've watched playthroughs of all the other ones.
Oh, have you? Okay. Are they any good?
Yeah. Depends on what you mean. Antiquated for sure, but I think their value is still there. It's kind of, I think it's tantamount to asking someone to it'd be like someone who played Elden Ring going back to play Dark Souls, but then doing that from Dark Souls to Kingsfield. Honestly, I think that Kingsfield's probably more abrasive than that.
Yeah.
But I think the FromSoft vibes and the zest is still there. So.
Okay. All right, that's interesting because I'd always heard of them discussed, admittedly maybe not by the most informed people, as like barely FromSoft games at all in the manner that we think of them now. Like
I think Prototype would be better. And also because they're like first-person dungeon crawlers and they're designed like superficially in some ways they're like they're mechanically abstracted even further. Like you think about all the amount of quality of life and changes in development and structure and style. You went from Dark Souls to Elden Ring, but you can still see the core DNA there.
Okay.
I think it's that same thing, but because it's first person rather than both being third person, it can superficially seem further removed.
Okay. So in terms of this sort of like the DNA that you can sort of see there, is it almost entirely like gameplay DNA, or is there like thematic and storytelling DNA in there as well?
Oh, I would say the thematic and atmosphere and storytelling DNA is the main DNA that's there.
Okay.
Mechanically, you can see the thread from Kingsfield to Demon's Souls, but I think atmosphere is much more the bigger thing that carries over, which is why I find them more fun. And also, even to an extent, some of the thought behind gameplay and level design.
Okay.
Because it's not the same, like, it's not as good or as detailed or as quite as intricate as something like a Dark Souls. But
right.
You absolutely look at parts of like the Ancient City or some of the other ones, and you absolutely see how you get to Demon's Souls. Another good example is some of the like prototype parts of Demon's Souls that were removed just straight up are basically Kingsfield levels. Yeah, it's interesting.
That is interesting. So I wonder if there is still that sort of heritage now, or if that heritage is more like a Demon's Souls, Dark Souls 1, maybe a little bit Dark Souls 2 type thing.
Honestly, what I would say that the interesting legacy of... Because effectively what Demon's Souls is taking the things that Miyazaki took from Kingsfield and fusing them with the things he did from Four Answers with Armored Core.
Okay. Alright, that's interesting.
Basically. If you fuse four... Like, this sounds bizarre because on a superficial level, I feel like what I'm about to say makes no goddamn sense, and someone would be like, what? But if you fuse Four Answers and Kingsfield... you see how you end up with Demon's Souls.
Okay. That's an interesting thing.
Take.
Lies of P. Yeah, I've been seeing it around so much. Like every stream.
I just played Lies of P all the way through once and almost twice. I have glowing things to say about it.
Really?
But first we have to get to a cutscene. Oh yeah, glowing things. That's the Windrake. Lower your weapons, they're friends. If it isn't Galif, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Zezat, how the devil have you been? Managing, barely. These friends of yours? This is Dorgan's son, Bart's. You're Dorgan's boy, eh? The ladies are nobility from the other world. Well met. I'm the swordsman Zezat. Oh ho! Not King Zezat. I don't think the title suits me all that well. Sure doesn't. I'm the same way. So, have you found a way into Ekstat's castle? Ha! We're halfway already. For now, head back below deck and rest up. The fireworks will start soon enough. Zezat sleep. Oh, cool.
They love this ship model.
Man,
the last 2 games, they've loved it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it works. Don't mess with it. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
That's true.
I'm sure we have more dialogue before the end, so I'm not going to start talking about things because I know I will get stuck talking about, like, we'll spend like 20 minutes in one cutscene because I'm busy talking about Liza P. We're digging a tunnel below the ocean floor. I'm seasick.
Oh, you have to go back up and then come back down. Oh, no.
I mean, okay. Please use the room to the right.
Yeah, I kind of hate Korean video game character designs, AC.
I tend to be with you. I tend to think that they all have, like, the Black Desert look thing going on.
Yeah.
But I think that this game, except for one character, actually really manages to avoid that.
Okay.
With Liza P. Monsters! Battle station, everyone. The only character that really has that kind of face feeling going on is the Firekeeper, basically.
Oh yeah. But I
actually think it works well enough. Battle on the big bridge, baby. Oh, I should equip a thief, shouldn't I?
Oh yeah, she literally looks exactly like a Black Desert Online character.
Yeah.
I like her outfit though. That's pretty.
Yeah, and she's a good character. Like, I think it's the one time the game kind of shows that lineage that strongly. And I think it's a place where I can forgive it for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Zayzat, what's going on? It's X-Death. He's gotten the jump on us somehow.
Oh, it's the what's it kidnapper thing again, abductor.
Well, it's Gil. We got Gil going on. I think it's Enkidu because of the music.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Isn't it Battle on the Big Boat? I mean, yeah, I guess you're not wrong. We're surrounded. Leave this trash to me. Don't blow it this time. I think that's my line. Rah!
Oh,
Man, they just jumped over. Oh, this is cool. You actually like gotta like find them. Gobbledygook.
Yeah. Gobbledygook means nonsense in the UK.
I mean, that's what it means here.
Oh,
I'm just laughing because it's his name. That wasn't what I was expecting. Oh, damn! Some magics.
I want to see the werewolf fight some more. I bet Demin's
Of course
as well.
you do. What's a boat but a movable bridge? You know what? Some philosophizing going on over here.
It sounds like the Battle of Krile.
You and your Well, anyways. Blue skies and the roiling sea. It's days like this that get you high on life. But you, sirs, are hushing my buzz. Well, who do you think you are?
I love Gilgamesh. He's such a good character. Oh, nice. That's probably pretty good.
Yeah, that's. I remember hearing about that years ago.
Oh, it is
he was Johnny Bravo, right? I'll see you leisurely as ever, my faithful sidekick. The old man gave me some trouble. Hoo ha hoo. Oh, it's Enkidu. Oh, well, let's return the trouble. Ha hee ha hoo. And make it double. Come on.
Have you ever read some of the extracts of the Legend of Epic of Gilgamesh?
Oh yeah. I feel like that story's up your alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think, because
I'm also surprised. It has shreds of the fun kind of intrigue that remind me of parts of Celtic myth.
Yeah, it has some really surprisingly beautiful writing. It'll come out of nowhere and hit you with a line that's really deep. But it's usually about Gilgamesh wanting to either fuck or mourn Enkidu.
Enkidu, I trust you can take care of the rest. Faithful sidekick, Enkidu. Hey, sidekicks, do not ditch the hero! Have they ever been this outright comedic in fights? Because, I mean,
no.
4 takes itself very seriously the whole time.
Yeah, no. I think maybe with, no. I think I'm just injecting humor into Kagnazo because of the music video.
Yeah. Also, I feel like it's interesting to me that I feel like tonally, 14 might have the most in common with 5. Because it has, like, serious dark moments, and it also has levity and humor, and it oscillates between them, but doesn't just, like, undercut them.
Yeah, is there any other game that's been, like, that we've played so far in this that's had humor? I mean, all of them have had, like, minor moments of humor, except for 1, maybe?
3 has had moments. I think 3 had the most moments of humor, probably, but this is the first one that's, like, actively really playful this way. Yeah, if I go, I'm taking you with me. How about a little swim? Curbside! Whoa. Hey, I call foul. That's playing dirty. I'm not supposed to be the only one in the drink. Don't think I'll forget this. You'll...
We drowned Gilgamesh.
See, okay, in Final Fantasy, like, 1, 2, 3, or 4, he would have taken us under, and then we would have had to go underwater, and then we would have washed up on an island, and then we would have fought through the island and gotten back to... Like, that's what would have happened. Instead, it's just like, nope, we hold on. Not Derek, good to glad to have you. My hands are going numb. I'm coming. Hang in there. That pun is so bad, I'm gonna fall on purpose.
That's
okay.
Not entirely a pun, but I appreciate it.
I like Final Fantasy. The Windrake! Good timing. Now's our turn to strike. Quit hanging around and get over here. I love Final Fantasy V.
It's a very, very charming game.
I'm usually not that... I usually like things to take themselves seriously to a fault. So, like, the level to which it's winning me over with its charm is, I think, it very much to its credit. Let's catch up. Okay, Biologic Jungle will be 5.0. Oh, FF5. Yeah, great. There would definitely be... If they continue the 3-4-5, Dawn Trail would make sense for that, but we'll see if that's the actual reality.
I wouldn't rely on it.
The modern... Yeah, I wouldn't either, but it's possible. Imagine if FromSoft made a modern Kingsfield in the day and age, you both love it and hate it. I mean, a modern Kingsfield... The thing is that what a modern Kingsfield would be is Elden Ring. And so, you know... But I know that you could, like... If you made what the design was for Kingsfield now, you wouldn't be making a modern Kingsfield. You'd just be making a Kingsfield now, if that makes sense.
He's making an old Kingsfield.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I don't think I have the temperament for Souls-like games. I still might try Light One. I will say, Lies of P, actually, honestly, if you don't think you have the temperament for Souls games, Lies of P may be one of the harder Souls games. I actually think it's probably the hardest, in my opinion, next to maybe Sekiro. Just be forewarned.
Oh, okay. It's not a FromSoft game, though. It's
No. But, I want to talk about it in a second. But I'm just gonna catch up on chat, and then we can definitely talk about it.
Okay.
I love me dark retelling of fairy tales. I actually don't, which is again why it's a testament to Lies of P that it won me over. Usually would just like, oh, we did a Pinocchio, but dark and different and ha, as like in and of itself I don't find interesting, but executed really well. I'm a fan of. I'm from to make survival horror games again. I haven't played their old ones yet. I mean, to be fair, the people who made those aren't there anymore, but yeah. Yes, werewolf fight. What's about a movable bridge? Only when you ran into another vessel to make a bridge. I freaking love Gilgamesh for how hard he chews the scenery. Yep. Might be a weird question, but is kicking someone on the crotch a dirty move in an RPG game? I mean, I feel like it's a dirty move regardless. I mean, it could give you some serious debuffs in combat. I mean, we can subplex ghost trains. Epic of Gilgamesh is mighty fun. We still don't know what happens during Gilgamesh and Enkidu fight in the myth before they became friends because stone tablets are broken, which I feel like, how fitting. Bros literally fought so hard it broke the record.
Yes, bros. They were definitely just bros.
Yeah. You know, gals being pals and bros being bros. Dad jokes as far as the eye can see. Takes it seriously to a fault. Sounds of Gala falling down.
Yeah, we were saying 4 takes itself seriously, I think, weren't we?
Yeah, well, and I think Infinite is making fun of the point of, like, I was saying I like things that take themselves seriously to a fault, and then, like, made the Gallus
Oh, yeah,
sounds.
okay.
Oh dear, my stick to Baldur's Gate's 3. I mean, watching a Let's Play too, and the thing is, it's a rewarding kind of challenge. It's not a bad kind of challenge, and it does ramp pretty well for the most part. To extend Stormblood is 2, and to an even minor extent, Heaven's Word is 1. I will not elaborate. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not sure if follow on that one, but
What?
Where did Sazak go? But yeah, okay. So just real quick on Lies of P. It is Bloodborne meets Sekiro with a fairy tale veneer of them saying, what if we did Pinocchio? You know, I don't want to say just dark Pinocchio, because I think it actually does more than that. It is mechanically the most fun I've had. It is the best I have felt in one of those games since Bloodborne, and Bloodborne is my favorite mechanically FromSoft game. In fact, I would say I had more fun mechanically in it than I have in almost any FromSoft game, other than maybe Bloodborne.
Really? What was the heart blood of what made it fun for you?
So for me, the main thing that made it fun is that one, it's systematically, it's built like Bloodborne, but if there was also a block mechanic and parry mechanic, and I love timing and blocks and parries. And a lot of the fights are kind of designed to be very dually in a way that is kind of like fighting, what's her face? Not Emelian's, Lady Maria.
Okay.
Basically, you have to learn the fight, and you have to like take the time to improve and get good at the fight. And it's kind of like how I talk about things where I like things where it's like a boss rush, or it's just like mastery of the fight is the point. It does a lot of that in a way that is I really, really like. It has a system where if you block and you block, when you block, you take chip damage. If you perfectly time the block, you don't take chip damage. But that chip damage can be healed if you hit the enemy, kind of like the rally system.
Oh, you love the rally system, so that makes sense.
I love the rally system. It's a game that the thing is, this Lies of P wants you to be hyper aggressive and wants you to like fine-tune your timing and get good at like parrying. And those are like the two things I like. Is I want to be fucking in there keeping the pressure on the enemy, and I want to be rewarded for timing. So like it's just its flow is so good. Also the scope of the game in terms of like its map design is not quite FromSoft level, but the like amount of the places the game goes and allows you to like the variety and breadth of it for being a game that's basically, this is not their first game, but is effectively their first game of this type and this scale, is shockingly good. The like being able to see vistas and place that you're going in the background and future and stuff, shockingly good.
Is it open
narratively
world, or?
No, it's like a Bloodborne, basically.
Okay.
I would say it's very similar to, the level to which they also looked at FromSoft games, and like, how do I put this? They copied FromSoft in a way where it feels like they paid incredibly close attention and captured the spirit of the things that they needed to capture the spirit of, and they captured the details of the things they needed to capture the details of. So there are times where like it, like for a moment, it tricks you into thinking like, is this not a FromSoft game? Because of how close some of the animations, for instance, just like you using your healing vial is just like very similar to the, but it despite what I'm saying, it does not feel like it copied them. It doesn't feel like, it feels like they homage what needs to be homage, and they copy what needs to be copied, and they make their own what needs to be made their own.
Okay.
And it's shockingly good. I think its narrative is less interesting because it's more just straight character driven in a way, while still trying to be FromSofty-esque. So it's not as evocative at certain points, which means that it's just kind of, when it's hyper literal, it's just not as interesting to me because it's just a story. But to some people, they may enjoy that more about Lies of P. And also its lore notes are not nearly as good or as evocative, and also not localized very well in some places. Like, it's supposed to be ostensibly like a late 19th century location, and sometimes the people talk like they're from the 1800s in notes. Sometimes the notes are written as if it was like a teenager from 2023. the choice of vocabulary is just all over the place.
Okay. I wonder if that's. Do you think that's the fault of the writing team or of the localization team?
Localization. I'm certain that it is a localization issue, not a writing issue.
Okay. So I looked up the dev, the main dev. I think there's 2 devs. But so I was looking through their sort of history, and they made a few like small games, quite a few MMOs, which is very Korean.
Yes.
And then
and if you've looked at them, they're very Korean style MMOs too.
And then they've also made like 17 rhythm games in the same franchise.
Yep. But I will say, just like the fundamental rhythms, the timings, the boss fights, the fundamental mechanics of Lies of P are, if you like Bloodborne, if you like Sekiro, phenomenal. It is the closest that we have gotten to one of those games, in particularly Bloodborne, since Bloodborne. Like Elden Ring is a different is FromSoft, but it's not necessarily the same. Elden Ring and Dark Souls are games that are not necessarily about hyper-aggression and are games about also solving problems by coming up with solutions, be that through different weapons, different magic, different blah. Like, it's just not the same cadence for me.
Okay.
And so Lies of P is the game that I've had the most fun with in the style that Bloodborne has brought me joy on a mechanical level since 2016, 2015. It's the first game that I finished and went, I want a new game plus that right away.
Okay, all right.
In years and years and years and years and years. Also, it has this mechanic where by doing some of the side quests, you get records. Like, you get like literal like vinyl records that you can play. And I don't know how to frame this because it's like, okay, that's like a whatever. You get these little records, but the game rewards you for playing them in basically your home base and listening to them in the background. So you kind of naturally are predisposed to listen to all of them. And it really actually gives, like, there's some tracks that really give some fucking vibes and flows to, like, it's not just that the track hits, it's that the track's really appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a small mechanic. But by the way, this is Final Fantasy V, my Lies of P like review podcast. Apparently, sorry guys. Dark Pinocchio around sounds like Kingdom Hearts antagonist. Yeah. What do you say they did for Pinocchio if they didn't give him the nose? Well, I will say this. They do some really interesting things with flipping the Pinocchio idea, not so much just on its head, but like thematically kind of flipping it on its head. Also, the Pinocchio nose is in the game. I won't say where.
Really?
Also, Lies of P gets really... Oh yeah, it's in the game, but in a very... I mean, do you want me to spoil it?
Yeah.
Okay, so throughout the game, you can lie or tell the truth to people. And it's not as simple as lying good or telling the truth good, lying bad. But one of the theme ideas that they kind of get at is what is more human than lying. So it's not necessarily a story about telling the truth. It's, to an extent, it's a story about what it means to be human. And to an extent, all robots must just tell the truth. All the puppets must just tell the truth. So to kind of be a real boy, you think lying might be the more correct road. But so anyway, multiple points in side quests and the story and stuff and that affects things. However, you can find a portrait at one point in the story in a hidden room that if you take to the main place, you can hang up, and it's a portrait of your character, which happens to do with some of the story and lore and imply stuff. But the more times you lie, the more the portrait's nose grows.
That's so like dumb. It's fun.
Yeah, but it's so dumb it's fun, but it also, the way it's done feels like the sort of bullshit you could imagine in a FromSoft game as well. Like, because the painting was from a painter who was said to, like, create paintings that were so realistic they almost matched the soul of the person that they were painted of, or, it's actually, I think the artist's name is also, like, DG Lady. Yeah, it's very Dorian Gray, very much.
Oh, it's DG, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I bet it on Lies of P being a bad Souls copy. You can't fathom my disappointment after I learned it's a good Souls copy. I think it is, to say it's a Souls copy does it a disservice, because I think what it was is it's a soul inheritor. I think what it is someone taking a genre and running with it, but also sticking faithfully close in ways that I think are to its credit, and not sticking close in ways that I think are to its credit that it doesn't overly stick to. I don't know that all the things it does to be unique I like better, and I don't know that they all coalesce perfectly, but fuck man, for a first outing, it's amazing. It's phenomenal.
I was almost certain
and also,
it was going to be very bad.
I mean, me too, right? Like, I looked at it, was, hopefully optimistic, but I didn't have high hopes. Most things that look like are trying to be a Souls-like or just feel like either a bad carbon copy or, like Lords of the Fallen or whatever. No, I genuinely, it's one of the best games I've played in a while. I don't think it's perfect, but I think just saying I don't think something's perfect is kind of lazy and easy criticism. I think if you've liked any FromSoft game, mechanically, especially Bloodborne or Sekiro, emphatically play it. If you liked any FromSoft game, I think there's so much value to it and to juxtaposing it that it's worth doing. You got to check it out.
See, because
also it has a system where all the weapons in the game have a blade and a hilt, and you can recombine all the different blades and hilts.
Okay.
And one affects speed, one affects moveset. So you can do things like have a rapier hilt that affects the stabbing moveset that you'd have like a rapier hilt, but then you have a hammer head on the end. So you just are poking a guy with a giant. And that system, the level of freshness that adds to the game, also to make it its own thing, is even bigger than it might seem on the surface.
Okay. See, but personally, because I found Sekiro to be a little bit too difficult for me,
Where is Ace at?
Is he in the other ship? Can we get to the other ship? No, we can't, right?
No. Okay, I'm gonna look up the guide. Continue though.
Because I found Sekiro to be a bit too difficult, I just do not have the reactions for it. I know you can get mods, but I'll maybe watch a playthrough of it or something.
So here's what I will say. I feel the same way about Sekiro in that I just never quite could get in perfectly in the zone with Sekiro. I've beaten it, and I've beaten it twice, but I find it too hard and don't click with. Did you ever click with Bloodborne?
Yeah. It took me a while. It took me some struggle, but yes.
I would say this is closer to that.
Okay.
And what I would say is the only places in which it's Sekiro level difficulty are certain bosses, and all bosses allow you to summon help. It's not a player NPC. Outside all boss rooms are a little lectern thing that you can choose on, and it will summon a NPC phantom to help you. And I would just say any boss that that you got to the point where you're just I just really can't, summon that help and just take the help to get through. Because it's still a challenge and it's still fun and it's still, you still have to try, but there are some bosses that may just be okay, the timing on this is just too precise. But look, if you're gonna watch it, but I would say it is worth giving it a chance.
Okay.
If you're ready, grab the other side of this box, would you?
I've been playing a little bit of Cyberpunk lately.
Are we just...
Oh, wow.
We're off.
Where?
Okay, we're just gonna... Why is the submarine under... okay, cool. You know what? Fine.
It's pretty
That's
cool,
fine.
I think. Yeah, I like that.
I like it. What's going on? The fleet was only a decoy, a ploy to buy us some time to reach one of the barrier towers by submarine. Well, that's kind of brilliant, actually. You expected any less? Anyways, the tunnel that leads to the barrier tower has been completed. Let's go!
Can we use this more? Can you don't just give it to us once? Let us use it repeatedly.
I bet you we do. Come on. One of these days, I'd love to play a Bloodborne 2. Knowing FromSoft, you would never see a Bloodborne 2. And knowing Miyazaki, you would see a spiritual successor, frankly. I will say, to be honest, Lies of P is the closest to a Bloodborne 2 we're ever probably going to get. I'll just say it.
Are you sure? You don't think?
Get back!
I think give us like 8 years, we'll get Bloodborne 2 announcement.
No. No way.
Really?
We're getting Elden Ring 2 before we get it. Oh, yeah, no. Because, one, the IP rights are tied up in Sony. Come on.
True.
It's
okay.
not just a FromSoft owning it. So they would have to want to do the publishing and do blah, 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 blah. And also, Miyazaki doesn't necessarily like doing sequels. The reason that like he didn't go on to 2 was he didn't want to do Dark Souls 2. He wanted to do Bloodborne and other things.
Right.
I just think it's, and at this point we're so long removed from it. I think you would just see something. You'd see a fresh take on it. This is the barrier tower. Indeed. All this lets is to take it out, and the barrier will fall. I'll take the generators downstairs. You hit the top floor and find the antenna. Find it? And destroy it, I assume? You've got it. I'll cut the power, and once that happens, you blow up the antenna. Here, you'll need this. Received Whisperweed. Oh, that's where the Whisperweed came from. That got referenced in, the most recent patch.
Oh, really?
What's this do? Yeah, we can use it to keep in contact. All right, let's move. It's the link pearls on the first is Whisperweed. I'm counting on you. Good luck. Liza P has a dark Victorian. Well, the thing that's interesting is I don't know if this is also just an American thing, but we say Victorian for anything that's late 1800s, but it's actually not Victorian. It's a very different movement of architecture and design. I don't remember its name, but it's actually not. It's not. It's much more French and much more. Oh, what is the movement? Italian. What's the movement called? I can't remember it, but yeah. What?
Renaissance, you mean?
No. It's no. So this is particular to the 1880s Pinocchio style.
Yeah, Baroque.
No, it's not Baroque. It's like a very specific period. It's not one of the common ones. Like it's like pizzicato or something. Pizzicato. Nope, that's instruments. Fuck, I don't know. I'll find it later. But it's a very specific like era of design. It would be more like referencing the emo movement in early 2000s, like rather than just yeah. Rococo. No, you mean the movement Voltaire was a part of? Maybe.
So
I don't know.
Apparently, Whisperweed first appears in 4. It's the twin harp. Its original name is Whisperwind. Like Japanese name is Whisperwind.
Whisperweed?
Whisperweed. Yeah, sorry, Whisperweed.
Okay. It's cool that they used it here for a telecommunication device, though. According to the other resources about Liza P, they mention Belle Epoque and Victorian Gothic. There's definitely Victorian Gothic in there. It's just, I don't think it's purely Victorian. But definitely Victorian Gothic in there, but that makes sense. It's more steampunk Europe industrialization than Victorian. Yeah. But also, the game fucking has style. I will, like, you really can't take it away. The game has style. It also has 3 separate enemy types. As like macro types, and within that they have a shocking amount of variety. Like again, this game does not feel like an indie game. It does not feel like a AA FromSoft game. It feels like a full ass game, with many different bosses, many different enemy types, and all very varied. Art Nouveau.
I've seen some like creepy looking robots. Is most of my engagement with the game so far.
That's just one style, and the early part of the game is a lot more puppets, which are the robots, but it goes places from there. Yeah, thank you, V. Thank you. Again, I thought it was just going to be creepy puppet double A FromSoft game, and that was the most I was hoping for, and it's more than that. Also, it has a setup.
Look at how cute those little guys are.
Oh, the little magnet dudes?
Yeah.
I will say too, it sets up a sequel in a way that if you like the idea of Dark Pinocchio, you're gonna like where it's going.
The whale?
If you want... No. It's not Pinocchio related.
Oh.
If people want me to spoil it, I'll spoil it.
I want to. I love these little magnets. I need to look at the concept art. Hold on.
The last shot of the game, and there is more setup for it before this. By the way, there is more setup for it that's like insinuated elsewhere. The final shot of the game is a girl in a pair of ruby slippers looking over the city of Krot. That's the city you've been in the whole time.
Okay.
So Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Basically, there's this insinuation that. So the myths, so it's not necessarily just that the myths of like the Wizard of Oz and Pinocchio and stuff exist in their world, but they also kind of seem to as well. But that when myths play out, it ends up creating beings that can end up immortal. Effectively, the main character's a primal, kind of, not really, but kind of. And so the other myths have come to pass and resulted in beings of similar kinds. So they've got a lot of interesting ground that they can play with.
Well, although Alice Madness Returns was a little bit too edgy, I do think that Alice in Wonderland has a lot of potential for adaptation. So
yeah, and here's what I'm gonna say: I don't think this game is actually very edgy. This game's actually pretty earnest. It's very human and humanity driven. It's not really an edgy game. So them adapting, I think it's definitely much more dark than it ever is edgy.
Okay.
Primal Pinocchio is something I did not expect to hear today. I want to see some Art Nouveau steampunk. Little green cat goblins armed with magnets. That's a bit of a contradiction since Art Nouveau is free-flowing and natural. Technology is not impossible. But I think that you look at organic technology, not just like, oh hey, level tricker.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess level checkers and all that do come from 5 with Omega. You just have organic shapes. I mean, even if you like use Autodesk or a lot of like modern designs that take advantage. Trying to create highest amount of strength for lowest, like strength to weight ratios, will use software that creates the designs that are actually organic, and 3D printing and 3D manufacturing processes allow for those things to be created. Because usually the issue is like creating organic shapes is all well and good, but you can't really make one on a lathe very easily. But yeah. Just adding that there's even a quote from the game director, Sung Joon Park, that it was based on the Belle Epoque of Paris. Okay, so but definitely Belle Epoque is what I'm thinking. Must be what I'm thinking of. Thank you, V. And it definitely reads that way. Galif. Oh no. Okay, I thought that was like an evil hiss. Galif, do you read? Over. What was that? The whisper weed? Say that. Repeat. Galif, do you copy? Over. I hear you loud and clear. Good. I'm outside the generator room. Everything looks clear on this end. Hey!
Damn, his magic's getting pretty impressive. I like this guy.
I know. Zazat, what was that? Nothing to worry about. You just get to the roof as fast as you can. Over. Gotcha! Over.
So I guess that makes sense why it's a link pearl then.
Dorothy is not in Kansas anymore for sure. Yeah. But there's a character that's established earlier on, and I actually won't reveal this one because it's actually kind of fun to realize. That is a character that is introducing you to a concept of the larger world. Without you really realizing it. There are some moments, there's at least one moment where the game goes a little full anime, where character wants to acquire the power of God in order to, like, it goes a little full anime at one point in a place where it doesn't lose me, but I think it's weaker for it. But, like, that's kind of what I'm talking, but, like, the rest of the game does seem... It's not discontiguous with the rest of the game. Like, that's the thing, is the game is very shockingly holistic about its sense and sensibilities.
Okay, well, I know that you love sincerity in gaming, so I get that. I like it as well, but I think it can be used badly as much as it can. Like, Stranger of Paradise was sincere, maybe too sincere.
Was it?
I felt like it took itself quite seriously, actually. Like,
you're right. It did, which is shocking to me because I don't understand how it can with a straight face.
No, exactly.
You're right. I think there was one moment in Liza P where it got was the first time it took a big step in that direction, which is why it was so surprising. I don't think Liza P ever really does that. I think it's much more muted. I think it takes itself seriously, but I think it does so meaningfully. Not like, boy, you did swing, but boy, did you sure miss. Like
Yeah, I suppose there's something to be respected in the sincerity of just going for it, like Strangers of Paradise did, even if it doesn't land at all.
I'm not sure respected, appreciated maybe, but but
I respect the effort, even if I don't respect the result at all.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What I will say is, I would say to anyone who's even mildly interested, I would recommend trying to play it first. I do think that there would be actively something lost in watching a gameplay of it, watching a playthrough of it, and not experience fighting the bosses. But at the end of the day, y'all know. Oh fuck! I was not expecting that to hit that hard. Oh fuck!
Oh wow! Yellow dragons. Is that like a very low chance of encounter? Do you think?
Well, I got them in the chest, so I think it's a confirmed thing. I just think
okay.
also everyone had taken a lot of damage and was already at low health because I wasn't healing. Swing for the fences, even if you miss, it'll be funny. But like the level to which there's so much potential in Strangers of Paradise's idea, and the level to which it undercuts itself is, I don't know that I don't even know that you should swing for the fences if you're gonna miss that hard.
No, I have to. I know what you're saying, but I think it's like that guy's website, right? The lore website for this game that is like so strange but so genuine and so cute. Like, I just can't say no.
This is just a witch on a moon called Traveler.
The moon looks a little suspicious.
This game just comes up with ideas.
I'm kind of obsessed with
and
them.
Just says, I feel like no one on the team coming up with monsters for this game said no. It literally was just, if someone had an idea, they went for it.
You know what this design looks like? The Traveler design looks like? A very early Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yes, it does.
You are 1,000% correct, and I see it completely. New video on XFIV Archive. Yeah, definitely go check out Ray Ray's new videos. She's got a lot of new stuff things that most of you either missed, never played, or are worth checking out, like the Moogle Quest. This is Cesar. For good modern art, look at Art Nouveau. Look at Nafka. She's quintessential Art Nouveau. Yeah. Although to be fair, her design is over 10 years old. You plan on getting the Fierce Tyrant set? I have no idea, Bramble. I don't know if we'll need it, is the problem.
All of the tarot cards.
At this point, honestly, I'm just...
are very on you, though.
Yeah, all the art, or the tarot cards for 14.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm less worried about getting everything and more just getting through the story and trying the different jobs out, because we don't really need the help. Oh!
What? It looks very elegant, actually, yeah.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the top of the towers of Za and Babel.
Oh yeah, I guess it kind of does.
It's almost the same electrical effect, and it's got the red glowing. Yeah, I wonder if that was an inspiration. Come in, Zazat. We've reached the antenna. Over. Roger that. Over. Now destroy the antenna.
Is it just me or the female characters in this game haven't spoken in a while?
They have not spoken in a while. But to be fair, Bartz hasn't spoken much either. I think it's just Galuf and Zayzat's moment.
I guess that's true. Yeah, we've got the Galuf highlight.
You think it'll be that easy? Think again. Now you will pay with your blood. Just the tower talking to us. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh,
it's Atmos! Dude, that version of Atmos is far more terrifying than the version that we have.
I think it's like... I have to admit, this game has really won me over, and I've liked all of the designs, so like generally speaking so far for the games, but like the monster designs, but this game feels like
it's the least safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, is the body being drawn towards the mouth?
No, right?
Yes, it is. Her body is being drawn towards the mouth.
Oh, and now she's permanently towards the mouth. Oh, maybe it's just changing the layers. So it's
no, I think it's gonna pull you towards the open mouth, and if you die, it eats you.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. the Zenonage is pretty strong in this game. I see.
Okay, I want to see if this. Oh yeah, because it's just giving coins.
Yeah.
So I think we figure out how to beat the entire game.
Just full Gil. It's interesting that they call it Zenny, like that they use Zenny instead of Gil.
Yeah. Zenny's in a lot of other video games, and I always wondered like where that idea came from. Like if it was like Yenny, because like yen, but it's Zenny.
I'm sure that there's like an Edo period thing.
And that's how it's done. Zayzat, come in. Can you hear me? It's done. We've destroyed the antenna. No way out. Galuf, things are getting hot down here. You need to hurry and make your escape. The energy's feed's gone into a recursive loop. It's only a matter of time before it blows.
Okay, so it's... The wind trace, he can fly us out.
Zayzat, we're coming to get you. No, don't come down here. Wait for me in the sub. I'll catch up with you. Just go. Idiot, he's gonna die. But I'm not gonna let him. Galuf, stop. It's too dangerous. I don't care. Lena, you and Ferris go on ahead.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what that is. Zayzat, this was your plan all along, wasn't it? You knew, and still you sacrificed yourself. Galuf, wait for me in the sub. Promise me you'll go. Over and out. Zayzat!
Oh, I like this like bromance moment that we're getting between this like side character and one of our like side party members.
Of course, I knew the risks, but I couldn't live with myself if I'd sent one of you to certain death. 4 new warriors have been chosen by the crystals. They must be the ones to fight Exdeath. Galuf, Bartz, Lena, Ferris. The rest is up to you. Don't worry. I'll always be with you when you need me. I'm shocked with the amount to which this game makes me care about characters when they have like 10 to 20 lines or less.
It feels like a much better version of what was that guy? The guy who jumped into the furnace and somehow survived.
Oh, Desh?
Yeah, Desh.
Yeah. Zayzat! Galuf, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
Go Bartz.
Yeah. Oh, jumping off the tower again.
Yeah!
Damn. Oh, okay.
Ugh. Take me to the sub. Galuf, Zayzat is... We made a promise. Please, let me keep it. I know this is just people riding on a dragon, but I wonder if the group of people riding on a dragon like this is any reference also to some of the recent patch content in 14.
I'm always interested to see how that kind of stuff kind of develops.
I mean, technically, doing Omega ends with just riding on a dragon as well.
Yeah, I would love if we get some flashbacks to maybe like Zezat and the Welf and all that in 14, because we know they exist. We've seen them like in a glimpse.
Yeah. Well, we know Galif was supposed to go to the New World, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
Galif, no one could have survived that blast. We have to wait just a bit longer. A minute more. Zezat, you ass! Always trying to play the hero, even to the end.
With a sub, we might be able to find Guido's sunken cave.
Sure beats swimming. How is he holding up?
He'll be alright. He just needs a little rest.
Understood. Well, we better get moving. Oh. I love... Okay, I want to take a moment. This may seem like a small thing. That shot. To instead of just going straight to doing it, there's no dialogue, but just it's a pixel game, but just the shot, no animation, but just a still frame of Galif sitting alone in the hall, head bent down.
Yeah.
I like that. Good shit.
Yeah, I think we said it when we first started playing that they do these little touches that really flesh the story out very well, and they've not proven us wrong at all. They've just kept reinforcing that.
Sometimes I just think when they want some monster designs, they gave Amano a paper and pen and say, "Go wild, Yoshi." But like the thing is that some of these aren't even Amano. It's just like it feels like literally different parts of the department just said, "Well, here's an idea." In a good way, and not a bad. I don't mean that in a bad. I think again, it's like weird that 4 felt so holistic. It felt like concreting the idea of a Final Fantasy to me in some ways, and like kind of like some standard narrative structures. But 5 feels like, what if we start having like a playtime and just like come up with some shit. And then I feel like 6 is gonna end up synthesizing the two.
So 6 has always been my favorite of the 2D ones, definitely. I think artistically it's really interesting, and I like a lot of the characters and the gameplay stuff. I wonder if maybe 5 will have overtaken it.
We shall see. We shall see. Mother bit, yeah. How much blood exactly? Wait, what? Sometimes Zenny is either Capcom or Dragon Ball, I think. Yeah. Now, if you're sending to, I think it's Capcom in general because, well, it's in Dragon Ball, but it's also in Capcom stuff. I know it's in like Mega Man, and so I think it's just a widespread thing. I don't know what's up with it. Now, if I were sending 2 of you to certain death, I might have been able to live with myself. Makes me wonder if Krile will get a soul crystal with a new job to expedite her job change. I doubt it. They haven't really shown any I don't think so. I mean, there's no reason to think that she wouldn't, but so far we haven't seen any of our companions get job crystals or need them in order to expedite their training. Imagine if Gratiet had to jump into some place hot or fire like a furnace, but survived. Yeah. Didn't 6 turn 29 recently? That sounds. 4 was 91. I mean, 94 sounds right for FF6. Because I think it was, what, 93, 92 for...
I thought it was a little bit more recent. No, 94, yeah, wow.
Yeah. Huh. 4 is 91. Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that old man just turned into Shiva. Don't we all wish we could do that?
He's a drag queen.
I mean, he did go transform. The next time, I'm definitely gonna like give him a lovely voice line. That's weird and feels like a trap, but okay. Oh, you finished being your monk training. What should we put you on now?
So, I thought that in 3, I thought the class system in 3, I must have misremembered, was like this one, where you can mix and match the stuff a little bit more actively.
No.
Which is why I was like,
That's.
I thought I was going to really like it. But with this one, it's just so much better. The 3 one is so
Oh yeah.
single dimension, and yeah.
I mean, frankly, the three doesn't really have any benefit over 5 system. A bunch of empty chests. This one has a big stone inside. Cripes, this thing is heavy. Interesting. Oh, I see. It opens the different. Putting it in the different boxes opens the box and closes the box.
So can Metamorphs turn into multiple summons, or can they only turn into Shiva?
I bet so. We're gonna find out.
Come on, turn into something fun.
Transform!
Oh, cool! It's a dragon. A wyvern.
I see he took the dragon bloods. He's a heretic.
Oh, yeah.
Also, yes, Genji appears in 14.2. Is there any Final Fantasy game that Genji gear doesn't appear in?
No, Genji's very widespread, isn't it? I think even 1 has like a Genji sword or something.
Yeah, I thought it did.
Genji gloves, maybe.
I remember us noticing it the past couple times.
Oh, definitely.
Alfino got one. Alfino did get Stage Crystal. That's a good point, AC. That's a very, very good point. You're right. So yeah, I actually think that supports the point you're making. Yeah, so because Alice Din was trained by Jrun, stole a sorceress already. Thancred was trained. I don't think there's a comment on him getting a soul crystal. Maybe there is at the end of the Gunbreaker job quest. I don't think there is.
No, I don't think so. It's like the Falaman stuff is, she didn't get a soul crystal, did she, when she became a dancer?
Is she even a dancer? She's a songstress, but like she was the songstress, but she's not really a dancer. She just works with the dancers.
I guess that's true.
She's just like friends with them.
I would still like to see a Falaman dancer though.
Yes. Did you want to talk about Armored Core, by the way?
Yeah, let's do Armored Core. So we had a bit of a discussion about it the other day, didn't we?
Yes, just a tad. The level to which Armored Core 6 is an interpersonal melodrama playing all on a global scale is rather funny to me.
So, for me, the real core of Armored Core was almost this constructed thing in my brain that I'd made up for myself of this sort of like romance/bromance between Raven and what's his name? The
Iggy. Walter, the handler.
No. Oh, good. The nice ally.
Oh, number 4 guys.
Yeah,
number 4 guy. The guy who's the undercover for the Liberation Front.
Yes. Yeah. I sort of manufactured this romance, but like I deepened these like relationships in my head. But I actually think the game does a pretty good job of them. But it leaves you space almost to fill in the areas. I agree with you with what you said in the tech chat that the actual narrative and that sort of like the grander scale of it is not really good, or isn't.
It's not that it's not good, it's that it simultaneously is trying to craft a world of such enormity, but also making the conflict oriented between all of about 20 people who only 8 of which have spoken lines or deep characterization. You know?
Yeah. So the I'm not. The lack of characters. I wonder if that's not the right. I think they could have done it with the amount of characters they had, if they had portrayed them differently in the way that they sort of set them up. But
it is a game about city scale conflict and global scale conflict.
Yeah.
But it never makes you feel like there's more than 20 people on this planet. You know?
Yeah. So it does feel like maybe there's something to be said there about how war reduces people to the status of cogs in a machine or something.
There's plenty of things that could be said, but the game doesn't, is I guess my thing. You know? Like, my thing is if it... I would have been fine if you're fighting over the ashes of Rubicon and there's almost no one there, and so there is only like 20 people feeling on it. But like you're dealing with multiple PMCs that are supposed to be some that are like small, but also dealing with there's a part where you're destroying a city-sized ship with multiple other smaller city-sized ships fighting against it. And the thing is, there's no feeling that these ships that you're destroying are led by more than one person or not just an AI. You know, like there's no sense of cost or scope or scale to the human cost.
I think maybe the only exception to that is when you fight the scavenger guys, and they're sort of like comically inept and stuff.
Yes, but again, like it's. I don't have a problem with what's being told, but I love the grandiosity and scope of the game's world itself. So when it feels like, for instance, what Airs is doing, right, has such enormous implications, which isn't a problem or bad, and would be fine if that's like what the narrative was cruxed around. But my problem is that you're like fighting in cities and landscapes and places and destroying but the world, they want the world to feel dead, so they don't populate it, but they also want there to be a feeling of cost of humanity, so there's implications that there's supposed to be, it's populated, but it's not. Like, I'm fine fighting in the ruins of a dead world.
Yeah.
But then you're also including organizations that are trying to simultaneously imply that it's not a dead world and that it's vibrant and alive.
I wonder well as, or instead of the hangar, if they'd had or maybe even if they'd had a few people in the hangar walking around it, you could see, maybe interact with in some way.
Yeah,
maybe
or
that would
even
have
just
helped.
or also even just when you take down those IFC ships or whatever the organization is called, just give some background noise of a bunch of different crew members kind of I don't know, screaming, shouting, commanding, just literally even that minimum, that feeling that when you destroy a command ship that's the size of a galactic cruiser from Star Wars, there was more than one person on board.
Yeah. I mean, there's some... So one of the first missions that you do, you're in this sort of big city. The one with the one where you fight Raven. That's a bit of a spoiler, but
yeah.
I think
it's not surprising if you're paying attention.
Yeah. I think they could have done some stuff with that. Even just have some of the buildings have lights on, and if you step on them, then you get a little scream or something.
Yeah. So sorry, just to get this line. Hey, it's a turtle. I mean, when are you not going to jump on a turtle's back? That's all I want in this world.
Damn, that did not work well, did it?
No. And I'm trying to articulate this feeling not necessarily in trying to be an objective career, because it's rooted, that's kind of the thing that Armored Core does. So it's not necessarily that just Armored Core is bad for that style, but I just find that I wish it went more to either a world that feels eerie because it feels like it's only the ghost of a world that's left, or a world that felt like it did have a populace, not telling me it has a populace, but only showing me a dead world.
So some of the dead world stuff almost feels like a Godzilla set as well. It's maybe a bit of an issue as well.
Yeah. Huh? What's up with this turtle?
Oh, God.
Bards, why? Bards, stop that! Good on you, Gallop.
Yeah.
What the
It's
fuck,
what?
Bards? But it's fun. What the fuck? When did he become a sociopath? Poke, poke, poke. Is it Genbu? Is he gonna say something? Would you quit that? Well, I'll be a biscuit eater. It's a talking turtle. Sage, I'm sorry. Please forgive my brainless companion. Wait, this turtle...
It's a sage? By the briny beard of Neptune.
I read that as by the binary bread of Neptune, but okay. And you finally catch a clue. Tarnation, I can't take you anywhere. It's all right. No lasting damage. Physically, anyhow. Oh, man, I'm awfully sorry. You should be, boy. Picking on defenseless turtles? However, we have more important things to discuss. Guido, that name is in 14 somewhere. Anybody want to help me with that? It's not... You mean Exdeath? So you aren't as slow as you look. What the Warlock sees is within the great forest of Moor. The forest of Moor? Trees, my dear boy. Lots of them. Sprawling to the west of Circuit. The sentient forest is Exdeath's birthplace. What? A certain tree in that forest has been used to seal away evil spirits for years. But 500 years ago, the sheer concentration of malevolence turned that tree into a dark being with a mind of its own. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, Exdeath is a tree.
He is just a tree.
That being is Exdeath. I maintained the seal upon him for 5 centuries. However, 30 years ago, the seal was broken. 30 years ago? That was when he fought the Dawn Warriors. Yes, but don't interrupt. Gorgon and the others fought hard. Finally, they were able to seal the Warlock with the crystals. However, somehow he escaped.
Somehow Palpatine
That was our
returned.
fault. God damn it. Aren't we feeling self-important, taking all the blame? Had I meant it was your fault, I would have said that. Seals are meant to be broken. It only means that this time, Exdeath must be destroyed. Where is he? En route to the Forest of Moor, in all likelihood. Something exactly what I do not know. So don't ask. Rest within the forest that he wishes to claim. The Forest of Moor. The Moor Forest. The Forest of Moor. This is my chance to avenge Zazat. Oh, there's you.
We'll defeat Exdeath. Let's do it.
Ray, that character's Genbu, not Guido.
Yeah. Guido is a recurrent though. It's
The Forest of Moor is sentient. It does not take kindly to intruders and will attack all who attempt to enter. Take this with you. It's dangerous to go alone.
Yeah, Guido is the turtle that you get from Siren Song, the pet.
That's what it is.
And if you release it near the wind-up Exdeath, they fight.
Received Guardian Branch. What is it? A branch from the guardian tree that protects the seals. With that branch, you may enter the forest. Now hurry. Exdeath is already on his way to Moor. He may even be there already. Right. You know what's interesting? I was about to say something about wanting another Final Fantasy kind of like 6 where the bad guy wins to an extent. But I realized that both 15 and 16 kind of already do that, but for some reason don't hit as hard for me.
I think it's the... Like, we all have our, like, favored things in these sort of contexts, but at the same time... The wider context around them, the characters involved, and all of that's really what makes them effective, I think. So
maybe it's also that's definitely part of it. I think you're right. I wonder if part of it's also just that in 6 it feels like a story that's leading you towards victory, so that when it's subverted, it actually feels kind of shocking.
Yeah,
it feels like kind of a little more of a traditional narrative where like, well, the good guys win, the heroes of light overcome, and then like, oh no, the bad guy actually got to the thing in time and actually started fucking shit up.
Yeah, so obviously,
good to go to have you.
Obviously, 6 really loves that. Like that's like 6's thing, isn't it? But it's kind of 9's thing as well, actually, a little bit also.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess shit gets fucked up in 8 too. Shit gets fucked up in 7. We don't Aerith death. Like, I guess 6 kind of starts the trend, but it kind of 10 doesn't have that. 12 doesn't really have that. 13 doesn't really have that. I mean, you don't make it in time for Sarah, but it's not like the bad guys win in any way, or not in a way that's not undone.
Yeah. You get like a little fake out, but it's not necessarily the. It's not the trope.
Right. So yeah, interesting. So why is X Death a tree? Okay, so there was a tree, right? And there were a bunch of evil spirits, right? Those evil spirits were all put into the tree, and over time, those evil spirits coalesced and corrupted into the creation that is known as X Death. So X Death is basically a sentient tree that is made up of evil spirits. Make sense?
It's
very
extremely Shinto. It is in fact egregiously. Yeah. It is just Shinto.
It is. It's definitely like probably the most Shinto the story's been, like any Final Fantasy story's been so far.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it definitely takes a step beyond the normal.
Yeah, 15 has a lot of structural problems. Yeah, it kind of the subversion is that you think you're on your way to your final conflict, and then all of a sudden, nope.
Yeah.
And everything goes to shit behind, like, and then all of a sudden it flash forwards. Like,
it's just, I think it's more that it's a little badly written, maybe.
Well, I mean, it just doesn't help that literally during even late into production, they didn't know who the main antagonist was. Like, nothing really comes of the Empire. The Empire is defeated off screen. It's just, man, I'm hoping I'll like 15 more on a replay, because I'll be more kind to the good things.
Do you think that having the DLC out on like as we replay it will help it or harm it?
I think it will help. I think it would have helped it a lot more if the final DLCs would have been allowed to come out, because those would have done a lot.
Yeah, because
they fix some problems I had.
As is, it's definitely a bit of a sort of a. It's not really
Frankenstein's.
Yeah, it feels so cut off and so sort of short at the end. Like there's so much potential that it wanted to do, which obviously is the case, and then just didn't.
Yeah, 15's a bit of a mess. And I'm excited to try and appreciate what's good about it on a replay, because I haven't played it literally since the month it came out. I beat it before the patch for any patch for it came out, including the one that fixed the stealth chapter. So I'm sure I'll have slightly different, at least somewhat of a different take on it going through it.
Oh, the Kamago. That's what got us onto that website, isn't it? Let me see if I can find it again.
Also, can you play through the story of 15 multiplayer? I know there's like a multiplayer mode thing.
I don't.
I just realized
think so.
Oh, because me and you could have played together. That would have been pretty rad if we actually could have.
That would have been pretty rad. Hold on. Let me see.
Dude, I will say, for Dawn Trail, because they're using the Pelu Pelu, this is just like, there are some songs in Final Fantasy X-2 that I think are fire. And if they used something like Eternity, Memories of Waves and Lights, as in some way, I would be so happy.
Yeah, I'm always happy to see that kind of stuff. I think the multiplayer stuff is only for that like expansion. I think maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe someone in chat can clarify, because I don't 100% know.
Sounds like 15 tried to use 6 template. You think the big bad is the Empire, but is in fact a super powerful, crazy, possible nihilistic guy. You know, it's funny, lady. I didn't think about it like that, but you're right. It is actually a very weirdly fun. It is funny that you're very similar template on that.
Yeah, I think yeah.
No, now that we got the branch, we should branch out. For entry. Let me pull up the world map.
Are you pulling it up?
Okay, actually,
In game or?
Yeah, I was just pulling up the world map. I have it on my other screen. I was just looking at the world map for more. Also, fun fact, or interesting fact, originally it was localized as MUA, which I wonder if that, like in Japanese, literally mua would be that, but more.
Yeah, I wonder
Gotta
if...
love.
Well, Mu wouldn't really transliterate as MUA, would it?
Well, so like mu, like the Japanese sound. If you were gonna say like more, like mua,
Wow.
like if you're like a more, like a more, you know, like
Yeah.
like a mirror and more, and you would like mua would be mua, yeah. You wouldn't, because you wouldn't do like mura. You wouldn't do like muro. You wouldn't like do. You could do like muaro. No, that would be weird. No, yeah, you just do mua. And the or, there wouldn't be R, and the R would be implied between the MU and the A. Welcome to the phoneticization of Japanese.
Yeah, I was just mulling that over in my head then. It's normally so simple to phoneticize it, and then sometimes it just hits you with something that you don't expect.
Here's a good example. The name like Michael or Mitchell in Japanese.
Is it like Mikeru?
You wouldn't do it. Wouldn't be Micheru. It would be Micheru. Like there are sounds that you omit, even though you, as an English speaker, you would think to add them.
Right.
How do I get in there? I wonder if there's a cave down here somewhere.
It's giving like Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire Surf.
Sapphire, yep. I was just thinking the same thing.
Honestly, the rocks...
Let's get some aquatic ambience playing in here too.
Yeah, the rocks look like you could rock smash them as well. They look like rock smash rocks.
Oh, yep. Yep. Quick, someone get to HM6. Okay, we went fully around the continent. I didn't see any cave to enter in. Maybe I have to go in from above?
If you like Exeth as a tree, then you'll like the White Mage questline in 14, because it's the same thing.
Well, I mean, you mean me and you talk all the time about how the oh my god,
the
horn people.
Oh yeah, the Pagel.
Pagel, thank you. The Pagel are Shinto druids.
Yeah, they are just Shinto druids. It's this sort of, it's almost like the druidism aspect isn't even necessarily textual. It's just woven into the aesthetics of the region, and like the actual undertone is all just Shintoist Japanese.
Yep. Southwest. Oh, ha! There it is. Where are you from? I can't think why'd you come all the way out here.
Wow, xenophobic villages.
But also fair.
Yeah. Money problem is so much like less over in this game than it was in the previous one.
I mean, to be fair, it's also I farm off stream, so
I guess it's,
I'm
finding it more tolerable to farm with this class system.
Yeah, oh yeah, I find it a lot more fun to farm when I have XP and the AP, you know, ABP, because it's like at least there's like two things at once, and I can swap up the jobs, and like yeah, I definitely think farming in this is more fun. I think it's not that different, but it's different enough to be more enjoyable.
Yeah. You almost have that. You almost have like mini goals that you're farming towards in terms of the class abilities and stuff.
And I can come up with fun ways to try and optimize farming, and yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can experiment
Anything
with class comps and stuff.
Yep. Anything that makes me have to think at least a little bit and not AFK brain it is.
I mean, past
nice.
a certain point in the really old game, she was just pressing auto battle and then finding new battles and letting it auto.
Honestly, the annoying thing is I ended up wanting to like half the time just make a
like a macro,
one of those like auto clicker programs to
Yeah.
just because the most annoying thing was just having like have my characters run back and forth. Like I don't even need to be here. What can I do for you? You can buy me some fucking spells, yeah, boy.
Look at these twinks, these spell-selling twinks.
I mean, they do have the emo, like early 2000s emo hair.
Yeah, blue
That
specifically.
swept look. Yep.
Of course, they have blue hair.
I also love that there's like an Officer Jenny thing going here because all the like merchants for this look the same, regardless of the town they're in. So I'm like, are they all cousins?
It's a secret plot by Guido.
Can we take a moment to actually appreciate? I don't know how much I've ever really appreciated this in my life, but the level to which the anime of Pokemon bothered taking the time to explain that all the Nurse Joys were cousins, and that's why they all look the same and are all in like, oh no, that like it wasn't like they actually addressed it instead of just not thinking. Dish here. Okay, what the fuck is this?
Déchiré. Déchiré. It sounds like like derrière. Oh, to tear, to rip something out.
In what? In French? Is it in a different language?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's just literally all their names are just different versions of to rip or tear.
In French.
In different. No, because wasn't the prior one a different language?
I was Italian. All Romance languages, I guess.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You know what though? I like that there's thought put into it like that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Like I said, I can see why some or probably autistic, and I mean I relate in this regard. Guy made that website and did the law stuff. Like, it does feel like there's a little bit of like behind the scenes care put into this.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the Guardian branch. It's.
I am the Guardian branch and I glow. And now you may walk through.
The forest.
It's letting us in. What the galala? Oh, look at the mini magician! Oh, he's so cute.
Oh, they are cute. I want.
He's so tiny.
I want a wind-up mini magician.
Oh, I want. Oh, why'd you have to tell me that? Now I want that. Damn it, Neri. Why do you have to tell me things where I'm excited for them?
Lilliputian lyric. What does that mean?
I feel like Final Fantasy V. Let's look up all these different word ideas.
Oh.
And I think. Sorry, go ahead.
It means like small or trivial.
Aww.
I like this guy.
This is my song. I shall do damage to you.
Now I want it even more. The idea of a Guardian branch is also extremely Gridanian, like it's extremely Shinto, extremely Gridanian.
If we don't get to the tree that was X-Death and he doesn't have like one of those, what are they called? Not Hannibal, like the fucking, you know, the binding ropes. That's. Can they show that in an E for everyone game? I feel like that's
like, yeah, yeah, I think so.
I feel like that's.
No,
it feels like something that should be on Pornhub.
What, like binding rope shibari?
No. Are you looking at the screen?
You mean the tree knots?
No, yeah, well, just look at the tree hole.
Yeah, it does look a bit vaginal, I have to admit.
Oh, come on.
A lot.
Oh, come on.
A lot vaginal. Okay, fine. It looks like a... Fine.
Demons. With a little paper player tags on them. Yeah. Let's just say... My sister's dog is named Lilliputian, and we call her Lily. Aw, that's cute, Sarah. Okay, you know, I need to remember this. I always forget the word for those.
For the ropes.
Shimenawa. That's what it is. Shimenawa. Oh no, Infinite, why? Why did you have to say that? Oh my god, that imp design is...
Why? I'm trying to like, has it got tits?
No, I think it's just his chest. Like, he's bent over and his chest is really skinny and the top of the chest is like his rib cage.
Let me have a look at the high def version. Yeah, it is his rib cage, you're right.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Mind your business.
Why am I dancing all the time? Why am I doing a tempting tango?
Well, obviously you were tempted by that seductive little treant over there.
Speaking of, I should probably swap up. I should swap to a different job. Let's get Knight. Let's get Knight. Basic a bit. It's a basic bitch, but it did. I feel like this was supposed to be more difficult than it is, because but I literally have the map up in the corner.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe they don't. Maybe they want to like give you a taste of what they intend, but they don't want to make you go through the last dungeon of FF4 again, which nearly like killed us.
Speaking of last dungeon of FF4, have you played the most recent patch?
I haven't played it all the way through. I've gotten a certain way into it, and then
okay,
had to take a break.
Well, the 6 point, the most recent dungeon references the lunar subterrane from.
Ah, makes sense.
Which I have no problem saying because it was in the trailer.
Yeah, it makes sense anyway. Logically, that would be something they'd do in this expansion.
In the likely circumstance that you enjoy this stream and you aren't already a member of our Discord, why not come join us at discord.gg/Asian Thank you, Ray Ray.
Hell yeah.
What does everybody want to see from the EU Fan Fest, and how much of it is Demins wanting to see Fem Hrothgals? I feel like we're going to see Hrothgals. I think that's when they're going to announce them.
I think either we see Hrothgals now, or we don't see them for like 3 years.
No. We either see them now or we see them in Japan Fan Fest. They confirmed they're coming out in 7.0. Didn't
they also confirm that Summon... like glamours were coming out in like 4.0 or something?
Yeah, that's a little different because of how Summoner kept getting reworked and changed around, but yes. They said something like they wanted to do that. But no, we know that they're coming out, and it's even possible that a new character that they've teased may be one.
Yeah, I think it would make sense for them to start rolling them out now. I mean, especially if they have it be like a... It would be interesting for it to be a Bajin one, I think. If they like harken back to some of that history there.
Well, no, it's probably going to be because we know there's Hrothgals in the New World. Because there's a bunch of Hrothgar in the New World. There's like groups of the Lost who ended up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we'll see a Bosnian female at some point. We'll like go back to Baja or something, or if we go to Corvos or somewhere in Ilsabard, we'll meet up with some. But I definitely think that we're first going to see them.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of in the same way. Yes, sir,
a Bosnian female Hrothgar was like a seminal character for the whole race and the whole setting for so long, even though we never saw her necessarily in like living form. So I feel like they need to like show us a flashback of her at some point. Then again, maybe not, because they abandoned it.
I mean, they didn't abandon Baja. They just abandoned the Gabron storyline. The Bosnia storyline got its due. The imp is learning to twerk. And the likelihood the multiple dies on the close will be no. Bramble, I literally cannot talking about dual die channels. It comes up at least once a day. Anytime people in my static hear me talk about it, people in the Discord hear me, I need to shut up about it. But I am so excited for dual die channels. I'm more excited for dual die channels than I am for new jobs. I'm more excited for dual die channels than I am for Hrothgals. I'm more excited for dual die channels that, like, yeah. This is some Paper Mario shit. She was on the mirror wall. Yes, the Queen Gun Hitler was on the mirror wall, but that's not the same as seeing a abstracted Ronkin art style depiction of hers. I think is very different than seeing a actual character model. You know. You there, Naniri? Did I lose you? I'm all alone. I'm all out of love. So lost without you. I knew you were right. Been waiting for so long. Is the stream still going? Well. Continue on as if nothing is wrong. I've been taking in too much D&D content. Just pictured Wizard Elio with Ray Ray, his winged cat familiar. Can I get confirmation that the stream's alive? Yeah, stream's live. Okay, cool. I don't know where Naniri went. I'll message them. Just no Naniri. Yeah, it's weird because Naniri obviously isn't physically with me, but it feels like going from all of a sudden I was, you know, sitting next to a friend to like you turn away, turn back, and the friend just got raptured. Blink, good to glad to have you. Naniri here. My Discord is down, but oh, okay. Nothing else. That's weird. Do you want to? Have you tried like force restarting it? Also, how the hell is that imp gonna learn to twerk, Demins? Look how skinny that, like, he's got nothing. Whatever the opposite of having cheeks are, that's what he's got. But yeah, I'm very excited for dual die channels. I'm very excited for Hrothgals. We're gonna get the final trailer probably at Japan Fan Fest. We're gonna get the first job here. I just feel like one thing that they could show off is Hrothgals as a way to as a major thing to show off. It's important. God damn it. Gets out of voice for 1 second, then immediately decides, okay, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna punt it up in chat. I think so, Ray. I think it's a Hrothgirl. There's not necessarily really any evidence, but I guess I would just say, why hide them otherwise, you know? What benefit is there to hiding their identity? I also think it's the person who we hear at the end of the Dawn Trail trailer. My home, Krile. Is anybody planning to switch to Hrothgal? Oh my god, can we just hit the fucking jelly? Oh shit, the tree's going berserk. Dude, I get it. I get 4 AP for that? God damn. Ooh, Lena, you've mastered Berserker. Has everybody else mastered Berserker? I think so. Yep. Okay. What are we gonna swap you to next? Let's go with Mystic Knight. And then let's do Mystic Knight. Let's do something stupid. Like barehanded. I've had an alt ready to go for over a year. Let me just make sure that... Ah! Are we good?
I think we're good.
Sweet. You're back. I almost had to vamp for a whole while.
Yeah, I just need to mute the stream now. I got assaulted by my own voice and immediately wanted to never speak again.
Yeah, I've luckily gotten over that thanks to the fact that you make enough videos where you have to edit your own audio for long enough. You either get over that or you die of cringe. It's really only options.
You probably no longer even hear it as your own voice. It's just the voice from the videos.
Pretty much. Like I hear, like, it's still my voice. I just don't care, and I just don't care. It doesn't bother me to hear it.
I think that's a healthy mindset to have, though.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where that's, like, frankly, it's an exposure thing where I think if you feel that way, if it makes you uncomfortable to hear your own voice, the only way you will get over it is by having to do stuff involving it. Like, it's not, and like, because it's not just like an analytical thing. It's partly just like a gut thing. But if you edit enough audio, you know, make enough videos with your own voice, it'll go away.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's just exposure therapy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And then also, it just basically you like learn to either one, accept it, or also change the things that you want to change.
What have we got?
And it is also the other thing is that, like, I'm sure for some people, it's like the first time you hear it, like, oh, do I really sound like that? But then after a while, you know you really sound like that, and you know what you really sound like. So it's just, like, becomes the norm. I think her legs literally has fur, so most likely, yes. Yeah. How much of a delay is there between, because I'm curious, because I'm seeing some of you respond to some things like that. I'm like, I'm going to clap. Let me know when you guys hear it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, here we go, cutscene.
I actually did not hear that clap on my end. I don't know why.
Heard it. Okay, so there's a pretty bad, at least 10 seconds between me and you guys. Okay. What was that? What was that?
Oh, it's LA. Or California in general.
Not wrong. Oh no! Exit the forest on fire. Kapow!
The Moogle's back.
Kupo.
Okay, we have a Moogle.
Not question it.
Oh, Moogle Caves. This is very 6.
Mm-hmm. Let's say it out here and hope the flames die down. Kupo. Kupo. This is a recovery spring. I mean, there's nothing else to... Wait, I'm already allowed to go out? That seemed...
I think there's...
Oh, because they wanted to be able to change the...
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think we were maybe unconscious or something after falling. Or maybe
well, no,
it
we
was
fell
just
down,
fast.
but, like... I think it was just fast. But also, I mean, it gives us a chance to heal and recover.
Yeah.
But I also appreciate that... I mean, it's pretty stark going from spending all that time into that verdant forest where, like, there were... The tree cover was covering stuff, and now it's just stark and barren landscape.
Oh, by the way, did I tell you that I found the route for Zenny?
Oh, no, please do tell.
It's like Zen was considered was considered to be like a colloquial word for like 100th of a yen.
Oh, okay.
I think a long time ago, because that would not mean very much in any like post Meiji era.
Right. Oh, I like that. That was a nice touch. Did you see what item was in there?
Was it ash?
It was just ash.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe if you got to it a little quicker, maybe. I doubt it, but that would be.
No,
cool.
because we walked into this zone and immediately we were.
Yeah.
The Moogle showed up.
Because I've seen like games do that thing where if you get to it too late, it's ash.
I won't wonder if Dawn Trail won't have some like major eco themes. Like what with one, it seems like they're gonna have at least some kind of like small business venture group. What with like the modern Eorzean looking people, and we know the people who are like trying to get ceruleum out of places. I won't be surprised. Like I could totally imagine that there's the ruining of nature or natural environment or industrialization or imperialism or any number of things could be a...
Yes. Oh, so ash specifically allows you, if you're a cannoneer, if you fire it out of your cannon, it's a blinding attack. Only ash does that.
Okay, handy.
You can also get it from other things, other enemies.
I need to go up. I see that there's a way to go down, but okay, yeah, here we go.
Is that...
The Guardian Tree. That's what protects the seal. Look, the branch. I am the branch, I do things, now watch me glow. I am so ready to be done with these gala jellies and their high dodge. Fuck it.
Oh my god.
Zenage, baby! This is what happens when you don't need money. This is a metaphor for reality. This is like when you don't need money and you can do just ridiculous bullshit.
Faris is it ninja, is she? Or is she samurai?
Mm-hmm. No, I think she's samurai actually right now. Yeah, samurai.
It's kind of cool. She looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She's like got like a Date Masamune thing going on a bit.
Mm-hmm. What are those things? They must be whatever was sealed in here. Oh, that's not good.
No.
Here they come!
Flash, flash, flash.
Uh-huh.
What could they be? They look like they're about to form Pepsi Men together.
They do.
So I wonder why. It seems like samurais in Final Fantasy games are often paired with like ideas of money, like Yojimbo is, and the samurai class in this one has the Zenin.
I mean, this is like the idea of the Ronin. With Yojimbo, it's because of like the idea of being the Ronin, the sword for hire.
Yeah.
I mean, like think about literally Yojimbo, like the like both the idea and the film, the Kurosawa film.
But why like samurai in this? Like, why did they throw money?
I mean, I think that idea of like being associated with money and pop is like.
Yeah, I guess they. I guess they are like the wealthy of the class, or were, so it makes sense in that regard.
Well, not just but a wealthy upper class, but also the like do anything for money, like scum of hive and villainy Ronin was like is a whole thing. You know?
True.
I'm sure there's also got to be like a tale or like some kind of pop culture thing that around the like samurai who threw money at a foe, or like the ronin that threw money at a foe.
Yeah, it's possible. Hold on, let me see if I can find anything. If anyone knows the route behind that, let us know.
Get a Fantasia so fast when Hrothgals are finally out. Yeah.
Well, let's see how they look first.
I think they're gonna look great.
I think so. I think they'll probably look better than male Hrothgar.
I think they're gonna be like a cross between Hrothgar and a Fem Row.
Yeah, and that would fit. That would be awesome, I think.
Such efficient work, as if anything less could be expected of the bearers of the crystal's power. Well done! You've destroyed the seals! I should thank you for saving me the trouble.
Oh, hi, X-Death.
X-Death! The seals broken by the 4 warriors meant to protect them. How ironic. What? They were crystals! The crystals that bound me for so long. Now their power is mine! Bow down before my crystals and my power.
I figured out the origin for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll tell you when the cutscene's over.
My heart is pounding. Could something have happened to Grandpa? Coupeau. What? They're in the Forest of Moor? Coupeau. Come on, let's go. Time for you to see the void.
Oh.
Grandpa! Oh no! Bart's! Lena! Ferris! Kupo, everything's gone to shit. Yeah.
She got here fast.
Krile, X-Death is... Don't worry, he won't be bothering us for a while. Oh.
That did not last as long as you thought.
Impudent little fool. Oh no.
They love this effect, these last 2 games. This, like, ring effect. They must have it on start.
Yep. Hey, what are you? Die.
Damn.
Hot damn, just fucking throwing her around.
Yeah. This would be brutal in 3D.
Grandpa. Krile! Oh shit, Gallup. So certain you want to keep moving, Gallup. Try to dispel this power and your precious crystals will shatter. Krile! Oh shit.
Oh.
X-Death! Oh.
Is that a sword or a cane? It's a sword, right?
That's a good question. I think it's a sword. Take this.
I think they turn it into a sword in later, like, I think in Dissidia it's a sword. So
Now I'll show you my true power. Prepare yourself for the afterlife.
damn. Whoa, damn.
He's still fucking standing.
Damn.
Oh, god damn.
And he's still using Zenonage.
Take this. Just won't go down. Now I'll show you my true power. Prepare yourself for the afterlife.
Ah, sheer force of will.
I want to see this in 3D.
Yeah, I would see this.
I want
yeah.
I want an FF5 remake bad.
Do you think they should like let you control Galuf and make him supercharged, or do it in a cutscene?
Oh, definitely control him, and then like watch like him like literally getting cuts, losing parts of himself. I like just slowly losing more and more and more, but not refusing to stop fighting. What? Why won't you die? Takes a lot more than that for me to kick the bucket. I'll destroy you, X-Death. Even if it means I have to. Take you to the afterlife myself! Fool, all the anger and hatred in existence would never be enough to defeat me. This isn't anger or hatred. Then what is it? Love.
That was a pretty well done scene.
Grandpa!
Kinda.
Grandpa! Galuf!
Hold on, we can.
No, good. Too late for me. Galuf, don't talk like that.
Get up, you old bat. Quit playing around. This isn't funny.
Wake up! Please wake up! What? Lena, Varys, my deal, Krile. Destroy X-Death. Destroy him. Grandpa, no, you can't die. You can't! Galuf, Jirga!
Like that. Please, raise. Open your eyes. Phoenix down. Elixir. Nothing's working.
Galuf's flame has flickered out. Grandpa! No! No! You can't leave me! You can't die! Grandpa is calling. That's not eerie.
Yeah. That was probably the most successfully done emotional scene in the franchise so far.
I agree. Grandpa, are you there? I'm about to Obi-Wan Kenobi this shit. Oh, day will come. The guardian tree, which has protected the crystals for 1,000 years, is lending me its power to speak to you. Don't have long. Want to give you my strength. Come on, Krile. Don't cry. Stand with Bartz and the others. Be strong and fight. No, I don't want to. Come back. Don't leave me alone. You know I can't do that. But you're not alone, Krile. You understand that, don't you? Krile received Galif's abilities. Grandpa, I feel warm. I feel you here with me. I'll be in your heart, always. I understand. Huh? Exdeath is... Krile! Bartz, Lena, Ferris, I'll fight along with you. Krile? Grandpa told me that Exdeath is trying to destroy the crystals. We've got to hurry to Exdeath's castle. The Windrake. I want a Final Fantasy V remake more than I want a Final Fantasy 17.
Yeah, I would rather this before a 17, I agree.
Okay, what time is it? Oh, okay, you know what? This is actually, we're getting to a perfect stopping point, so why don't we go do that?
Okay.
Just please no Alral love or gender dimorphism. I mean, there will be, well, not will be. Based off of Final Fantasy X, there will be gender dimorphism, and honestly, I kind of like that about it. I love the difference of the female Ronso versus the female male Ronso, like some of the differences. I don't like just making it male and females just pretty much the same thing with a slightly different coat of paint. But I know I'm kind of alone in that.
No, I agree. I think we can have sexual dimorphism, but I think the Aura method of sexual dimorphism, or like the Draenei, is maybe not the direction to go with it.
How would you do it then?
So I would have them, they could be a little bit more slender, but they still need to convey the same sort of concepts. Maybe in a slightly different bent. So, if I look at the design of the Hrothgar, what do I think about that? I think like strength, a little virility, maybe that kind of thing. Like if you can convey that in a different way through the female Hrothgar, then I would like that. I mean, well, the Auri are just like completely different.
I know I'm alone. I know a lot of people really find that frustrating about them. I really like that. I like that it's a stark contrast. But yeah. I think V is one of the most overlooked games in the series. 5, yeah. 5 is definitely, I think, the most overlooked game in the series.
I think it is the most overlooked game.
At least in the West.
Yeah.
I can't speak for the East.
In the West and in, like, Singapore as well. It is the most overlooked and most underrated. Maybe 8 if I come to like it, but I don't like it right now. So
I feel like 8 isn't underrated, though. I feel like, because I think that the reason I feel like 8's just divisive, and I think whether or not I think it's messy execution on the junction system.
Yeah.
I think 8's the most ripe to be refined in some ways. Do not belittle Gal's bad afternoons. Yeah, sick 80s guitar riff. That's the power of love. Yeah, exactly. Just how much more they'll do the more mentor characters takes on the final boss alone trope. How many times have they done? Because they do that in 4 and 5, but I'm trying to think about another time they do that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't know if it's that common. I just wish we had an example of dimorphism where female were larger than males. It's more common in nature than you think. Yeah. I wouldn't be, so I think the dimorphism we're going to see with female Hrothgars is they're going to be a little less hunched. I think they're going to be a little taller on average than Hroth males.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be a little bit more slender. I would actually be I wouldn't be surprised if female Hroth were slightly taller than male Hroth.
I would like them to. I think if you just straighten them up a little bit, maybe slim down a tiny bit, not too much, then yeah, because Gunhilda looked kind of awesome in the mural. Like, you didn't get much details of her, but like what you got, she looked pretty cool. So if you go with,
she's basically Gunhilda in the mural is literally just a female Ro with a Hroth face.
Exactly. Which look, I love femros. So if you make me a furry femro, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Female Hroths with less back problems than males, yeah.
Like, I don't mind.
Well, there's an annex.
I don't mind femro dimorphism because they still look strong. You know,
yeah.
Draenei look like completely different species.
Yeah. Baldur's Annex will hit really hard now. Yeah, someday the day will come. Yeah. Hey, Ray, can you do me a favor? Can you start doing the wrap up because we'll probably get going in a second here. I won't be one to Fantasia, but I can hope for those who might, yeah. And I guess my thing is, look, I'm probably not going to make a Femro, so the thing is, I don't necessarily hope I get my wish. I hope the majority of people who want Femro get their wish and are happier with it.
I think people will be okay with it. Like, I understand, because I am also a bit of a Fem Auri hater, so...
Also, I would like to point out that female Viera are taller than male Viera. So there is already precedent for females being taller than males. True. Don't forget to do all the YouTube things. Yeah, you know the ones, like liking the like button, commenting, subscribing, blah, 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 blah. Also, if you would like support us, you can support us over on patreon.com, Eorzean Archives, patreon.com, where you can get your name in the banner above my head, as well as the end of videos. Also, if you want to support us, you can, well, actually, you can't do the normal things like subbing to the stuff for the channel right now, because we still have to get to 1,000 subscribers before we can do any of that stuff stupidly. But yeah, if you aren't part of our Discord already, you can check us out at discord.gg/Eorzean Archives. And all that good stuff. Don't forget, we've got maps going on tonight. V will be running that if you want to run maps in Final Fantasy XIV. There's a lot of goodies that are worth getting right now, a lot of really interesting stuff, not to mention money that you could be making towards getting fun stuff, or some of the old things, like minions of Hythlodaeus. Do you want a minion of Hythlodaeus? Well, guess what you can do from maps. But in the meantime, Niniri, my friend, any final things or thoughts or bits or bobs you'd like to get on to this before we sashay our way out of this?
Yeah, hell yeah. This game's awesome. Galuf's like probably my favorite character that we've met so far in all the games. Yeah, I think he has more impact than like the other members of his trope, because his trope isn't original in the franchise. I think that's happened many times so far, but I don't think there's like best.
That's the thing, is like I feel like 5 feels fresh just by dint of its charm, not like by its originality, you know? It's just like the sheer amount of charm it has is what makes it feel refreshing, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's true. The game... So we expected like a massive step up from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, right? And then maybe even from 3 to 4 in a little bit. But we never expected 4 to 5 to be such an enormous step up in storytelling. Actually, we expected the opposite, I think, or I did.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be literally the exact opposite.
I honestly think 4 to 5 in some ways has been one of the bigger step ups. Because like 1 to 2, the combat's more interesting because of the system that they're going with. 2 to 3, the job system adds so much, so it's like it is a big step up, but you know, narratively, maybe, you know, more or less. 3 to 4 feels more concreted and like refined, and like I think, you know, but it's still like a iteration on like the storytelling that they're doing, and the lack of job system is, I think, for the better, because it means this game's really gets to be really consistent and like use it every character they like can assume what you're going to have access to,
right,
and what you're going to be using. And then 5 to me has the like just the level of like pleasing charm mixed with the job system in this is such a step up from 3 and a step up from 4's system.
Massively. I think 4 was maybe in gameplay. So in the options offered to you, one of the less interesting of the games we've played so far. But in terms of, you know, in actual encounter design, maybe was one of the better. So it sort of was a double.
That's the thing
sword there.
Yeah, but it feels like 5 has found the midpoint between them, which is give you a bunch of options, but give you a bunch of options at specific points, so that they can design bosses that can be puzzly if they want to. You know, like, hey, this boss is going to take advantage of magic. If anything, actually, so far, and part of it's, I know that we're skipping things a little bit because of how much overgrinding I've been doing, but I would have enjoyed, and maybe we'll see them yet, more bosses that were more gimmicky or puzzly, or like required you to really take some specific job. And usually I hate that shit. So
definitely.
So,
but
yeah.
I think one mitigating factor there is that it uses the system of like you gain an effect that you can apply to another class to make other like even a class that you might not use much outside of like playing with the grind a little bit or just to play around with, you can still apply benefits from that class and sort of part of the class fantasy and the mechanics into another class that you actually do use.
Well, and it makes you see like where 1.0 was trying to do in terms of, hey, letting you, and even 2.0, I guess, 14 lets you like take some abilities from other jobs, right? And trying to like be able to splash that. I don't know that it works very well in MMO design, or at least not in like modern MMO design, but I get what they were doing, or what they were hearkening to. Also, look at Krile samurai armor.
Oh, so cute. Oh, we should take a look at the gallery. We should take a look through the classes of Krile before we finish.
Yes, that's what we will do. Oh my god, they're all too big for her. Like, look at the Dragoon.
Oh, the Dragoon is great.
Oh my god, look at the Berserker.
I love that Berserker. Oh, and then you've got the White Mage over there. Or
yeah,
yeah, that's literally just Krile. Oh my god, wait, look at the sheep. The Beastmaster. Oh.
Adorable. A big support to everyone. Oh yes, thank you, Ray. A big thank you to everyone who supports through our work through Patreon, YouTube memberships, or super chats, or just hanging out with us here on a Discord. We really appreciate your support. I know I'm just reading that off because of what Ray just said, but thank you. Thank you to all you. I know that we aren't doing as much streaming, so I don't get to necessarily as regularly offer those things, but much appreciated.
You're all angels.
And before we hop off, yes. Before we hop off into Neri, obviously the most important thing everyone should take away from this video that we have just made is go play Lies of P. It's good.
I will try to find the time to play Lies of P myself.
Yeah. But with all that said, I have been Elliot Forstrom.
I've been in Neri.
And we will see you guys hopefully next week. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Bye-bye.